Hello and welcome back to the channel. So you join me for now part 2 of this series of the workouts that helped me to run a 64-minute half marathon and a 2:18 marathon. So in today's video, we'll talk about this next big key workout that helped me, well, to get in that sort of PD shape for the half marathon and marathon. And this workout is what I'm going to term the big long tempo sessions, or BLT for short. Not bacon, lettuce and tomato. Or BLT sandwich does sound pretty tasty right now. Yeah, I stopped thinking about lunch. Got to get this run done first. But anyway, yeah, the big long tempo sessions. Now this is kind of a broader range of sessions, and well, you can vary it up by all kinds of means. But the big one that I kind of want to emphasize with these sessions is it's getting progressively faster and faster towards the end, and I'm not getting progressively slower and slower. It's a progress rather than a regress session. So I've done several kinds of these sessions, well, a lot in the past, and well, quite a lot in this training block, and they do put a lot of strain on the body, so they are not for the faint-hearted out there. And again, these are workouts that work for me, for my level of training. They may not work for you, for your goals and needs and level of training. But by all means, if you're up for the challenge and 100-mile weeks aren't enough stimulus for you, then by all means go for these workouts. So some key BLT sessions that I kind of incorporated into this training block. Well, the week before the Yorkshire Marathon, well, I ran altogether a half marathon at marathon pace as part of a workout of 4x4k on, 1k steady, with the ons being at right around sort of 2:20 marathon pace, or at least progressing it over sort of hilly terrain. So, well, on the flat, it probably felt more like, well, faster than 2:20 marathon pace. And then it was also at the kind of towards the end of that session, I picked up the pace, kind of the last 2k or the last rep, and added on an extra k on the end too. So I ended up closing like my last mile of that, well, half marathon workout in like 4:40 or something. And I felt strong and I felt good. And you can also split up the BLT sessions. So at Stapleford Woods one time, I ended up doing, I think it was 6x2k, a 1k and a 500. Kind of that classic sort of, well, threshold style session in the woods that my group, the Newark Endurance Group, we do a lot of. And it's really good training and a really nice surface to run on too. Minus the dog walkers that sometimes let the dogs loose and try and attack us, but yeah. I don't want to get talking about dogs again in this video. Anyway, I love dogs. Don't want to knock them. I still miss my old dog, Little Dash, the dog. He was a great runner. But anyway, back to the BLT sessions. So yeah, at Stapleford Woods this year, in this training block, I had some of not only the longest sessions I've done in the woods, but also the fastest too. I was knocking out like, well, sub 3-minute Ks through the woods, no bother, at the end of the BLT session. And that's probably closer to like 250 Ks on like a track, because, well, it's not faster, so much slower actually running on surface like this than it is on like the road surface or track surface out there. But that wasn't kind of the only BLT session I did. Kind of more towards the start of the training block, well, I did a 10x1k on at, well, sort of threshold paces, and then 1k off at kind of a steadier paces, in the middle of sort of a long run. But I also had 5 miles of steady running beforehand, so really kind of replicating what it's like to run, well, fast on tired legs, particularly as I progressed it towards the end. I was doing like 3 or 5Ks, no bother. And yeah, these sessions really, well, just teach your body how to run fast on tired legs, which is what the half marathon and marathon is all about. But perhaps the kind of the biggest noteworthy session that I remember doing in this training block, mainly because I had my dad on me, not only pacing but also filming, was kind of the big BLT session, I think 9 days before the Great North Run. And this kind of gave me a huge confidence boost going in to the Great North Run. So without further ado, let's take you back in time to that BLT session. So on the cards today, we have kind of a hilly marathon pace sort of tempo. So probably going to aim for around hitting 5:20s average for 7 miles, and then give ourselves 5 minutes recovery, which I think should be enough. And yeah, then hit 3 by a mile pretty hard, pretty fast, kind of simulating that 5k race. So it'd be probably gonna aim to hit 440 miles or so on average for that. Might progress it down, we'll see how the body's feeling, but basically just want to get some time at slightly faster than half marathon pace. So there we have it. Hope you enjoyed those little snippets of that workout. That was, well, it was a memorable workout, and it was nice to have my dad on the bike pacing me. And yeah, really, that workout, well, it really surprised me so much so at the end, and I had to bleep out what I said the last rep, because I was quite frankly not expecting to run as fast as I did. I knew I was probably aiming for somewhere, well, between 4:30 and 4:40 a mile, but probably 4:40 miles, that would be good enough. But yeah, the fact that I did the last rep in 4:29, at the end of that kind of session, yeah, I was shook to the core, but in a good way, you know, in a positive way. And yeah, well, overall for that session, well, the mile splits 4:42, 4:40, 4:29, and the fact that each rep felt easier than the last, you know, that was a huge great sign. And then also this 7.6 miles tempo in 40 minutes, averaging like 5:15 mile pace on kind of the rolling hills. Again, absolutely solid running right there. So I think that's really all I have to say about BLT sessions today. I'll probably get myself a BLT sandwich after this run. So yeah, feeling excited about that. But in the next video in this series, we'll talk about what kind of the next key workout that helped me to really achieve a PB in the half marathon and marathon distances. So stay tuned for that video. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video in this series.